Good evening to one and all gathered here. Respected dignitaries, teachers, parents, and my dear friends. Today, in this memorable occasion of the Diamond Jubilee celebration of our school, we are here with a symposium based on the relevant topic value based education. Our history and mythology taught us excellent values. We, the Indians, talk about the cultural heritage. We talk a lot about the character of noble men and women. Now, the world witnessed growth, advanced science and technologies. But human values are degrading due to increased materialism. People are respecting world by fame and prestige and not giving priority to human values. Many crimes are committed to amass wealth and power. Love for power, pleasure and prestige causes corruption and murder. Now the world is facing value erosion, and thereby we are conducting this symposium to make our society aware of the importance of value-based education and the danger we encounter in the society which is filled with inhuman mass. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. So, by driving your attention to the topic value-based education, let's start. First of all, I would like to welcome you all. And my name is Adarsh Stalu, and I'm here to chair this meeting. Here in our panel, we have Manuel Matthew Tom and Irene Elsa Rajiv as the main speakers, and Leah Sebastian, Dia Fatima, Olivia Anna Tom, and Alan K. Joseph as the supporting speakers. Now I welcome Irene Elsa Rajiv to share her thoughts on the topic value-based education.
Good evening to all. Life without value education is like a ship without rudder. Education without values will fall short of achieving its goal. Value-based education is truly a transformational, providing a structure for a positive ethos that impacts on the whole school community. It has a direct influence on the entire curriculum and more specifically on spiritual, moral, social, and cultural development. As a social human being, being responsible refers to our ability to make decisions that serve our own interests and interests of others. Value-based education emphasizes that responsibility is one of the most important aspects of human existence and personalities. There is a famous quote that talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence wins championship. This quote emphasizes the necessity of teamwork. Teamwork is also one of the most important branches of value-based education too, which focuses on unity. It helps to learn essential lessons like trust and dependency on other people. Value-based education instructs that integrity is telling myself the truth and honesty is telling the truth to other people. Honesty means to develop a practice to speak truth throughout life. A person who practices honesty in his or her life possesses a strong moral character. Achievement is associated with the targeted goals or aims in life. Tolerance is another division of value-based education. Education based on values also look forward to the importance of equality. In the present society, each and every person must be skilled to overcome all the circumstances of the life to make life better. Value education provides a person the ability to protect themselves from the negative peer pressures of making uniform discussions on crucial issues relating to their bodies and their sexuality. Before I conclude, I would like to remind you that value education helps the student to become more and more responsible and sensible. It also helps the student to develop a strong relationship with the whole society. It develops the character and personality of the student. Value education develops a positive view of life in students' mind. Thank you.
Oh, that was really an amazing explanation about value-based education. Thank you, Erin. Thank you so much for sharing her valuable views with us. Now, we are moving towards our second legend of this session, Manuel Matthew Tome.
Good evening to all. Today, every parent wants to give the best education to children, which is not just confined to the books, but it goes much beyond that. The parents look at the holistic development of their children as it is essential to edge in the global scenario. In today's time, there is a huge crisis of moral values in the society. Value-based education proves out to be the solution. Through value-based education, we can make the children into people with a strong character and values who knows how to utilize their knowledge for the advantage of mankind. Education is a lifelong process of the development of one's personality, which starts from the school. It's a school where we get the moral values and the base for everything. That's why school plays a significant role in providing value-based education or moral education. As we all know, respect is a broad term. Experts interpret it in different ways. Generally speaking, it's a positive feeling or action expressed towards something. Showing respect is a sign of ethical behavior, and unfortunately, in the contemporary era, there has been the undermining of the value of respect. Self-confidence is an important value for life. Education based on values plays a significant role in forming a person spiritually and mentally equipped. Spirituality is a part of human experience. It often stands as one integral aspect of one's cultural and religious orientation. Value-based education plays integral roles in the achievement of humans' external and internal well-being. Karma is one of the most significant value from history onwards, and it is defined as the effect of any act, religious or otherwise. It is the law of cause and effect regulating one's future life. Values based on karma teach us how to live in the society in accordance with the moral values. Being the most significant characteristic that defines leadership, positive attitude is an essential energy that a leader must have. It's not necessary that each member of a team will have the same approach, but imbibing a positive feeling in each of them. Value-based education makes the people aware of this. Before I conclude, let me remind you that once values become everyone's priority in life, all the negative aspects of the life will automatically dwindle. The world dearly needs people with high values to make it a better place to live in. Thank you.
Thank you, Manuel. Thank you so much for your words of wisdom. You both have gone through almost all the important concepts of value-based education. Now, it's time to welcome our little champions to share their views. First of all, let me welcome Dia Fatima.
Good evening to all. What makes a child gifted and talented may not always be good grades in school, but a different way of looking the world, acquiring moral values, and by learning. My dear friends, the purpose of value-based education is to make a student with the right attitude and to fill the children's mind with full of great values on life. Value-based education is a process of increasing the overall character of a student. It also includes character development, spiritual development, as well as personality development. Education helps us to build opinion and to make the real point of view about things in life. It teaches the best way of living. Today, there is a huge crisis of moral values in our society. Value-based education is considered to be the best solution for these crises. The main aim of value-based education is to turn the mirrors into windows. Mahatma Gandhi, the father of our nation, says, if you want to reach the real peace in the world, first we should start educating our children. And according to Aristotle, educating your mind without educating your heart is not at all education. So, it's a process of replacing the empty minds with the open one. My dear friends, according to my point of view, when a person is said to be educated, when he or she came to know about the real values of education, such as truth, justice, freedom, non-violence, respect for elders, fellowship, and more. Before concluding my words, I just want to remind you that education is a movement from the darkness to the light. Thank you.
Thank you, Dia. Next, I welcome Leia Sebastian.
Good evening to all. Education is the passport to the future for tomorrow, those who prepare for it today. Education gives us the knowledge of the world around us and change it into something better. It develops us to look life from a different perspective and vibe. The purpose of value-based education is for school to think about positive universal human values and ways to express them, inspiring people and their lives and modeling others to do the same. The core of teaching consists of basic truthfulness, dignity by fairness, and responsibilities. Value-based education not only teaches values and ideals inside the 4 dimensions of classroom, but it simply implies the value of implying these values into our day-to-day life. As Rumi once said, there is a fountain inside you. Don't walk around with an empty bucket. More than to talk, we must have a mind to listen others and don't judge too quickly, as acts have their own scars. As Buddha said, be kind. It's always possible. So, it's high time to give due and crucial importance to value-based education in this world that is quenching for values. I would like to conclude my words by saying, values does matter and is crucial. With delectable vibes, thank you.
Thank you, Leia. Here comes Olivia Anna.
Good evening to all. Knowledge is a tangible asset which cannot be taken away from somebody except by obsolescence. Value-based education is like a pencil. It's not the color outside, but the graphite inside works. Value-based education can be expressed in different ways, but it's about the values that we show from within. It's not the color we show outside, but the happiness we get from inside when we express our values to others that let other people see the real value in us. To err is human. There are errors in the world, and that's why pencils have erasers. Every decision in our life is a selection between the right and the wrong. A person with real values can easily identify the difference between the right and the wrong at that very moment. And that's why it is said that the backbone of one's character is value-based education. Pencil always demands sharpening, so as valued education. The values we get each day should be used to sharpen and to polish our character. Our character formation mainly depends on the values we get not only from our academic classes but also from every nook and corner of our surrounding. And this transformation should result in making one socially committed and globally challenged citizen. Let me conclude by saying the words of Aram, the leader of the group BTS. Loving yourself is the most important value that you have to teach yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Olivia. Last but not the least, let's hear to Alan K. Joseph.
Good evening to all. Value-based education is an approach of teaching that works with values. It creates a strong learning environment that enhances academic achievement, that develops the overall skill of students that last throughout their lives. The positive learning environment is achieved through positive values modeled by staff throughout the school. It quickly liberates teachers and students from the stress of confrontational relationships, which frees up substantial teaching and learning time. It also provides social capacity to students, equipping them with social and relationship skills, intelligence and attitudes to succeed at school and throughout their lives. Value-based education offers a new way of thinking about education and how children can be supported to develop to become successful and happy members of the global society. It encourages reflective and inspirational attributes and attitudes. They can be nurtured to help people discover the very best of themselves, which enables them to be good global citizens and prepare them for their working life. Students can understand much more deeply their work and their lives. Value-based education promotes an effective way of learning and underpins continuous improvement of the personal, social, moral, and economic well-being. It is an investment in individual capability and self-responsibility. Value-based education is the most important ingredient to change the world. It helps us to gain knowledge, and that knowledge can be used for making a better living. Value-based education is something that can never be destroyed by any kind of natural or man-made disaster. It plays an important role in an individual's life. Value-based education is the path for the development of the society and the overall development of the nation also. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. As we heard the relevant ideas based on value-based education and its importance in our present scenario, we do emphasize that the schools must be the cradles of it. Values transform a person into a useful citizen with polished behavior and refined character. Such people of values are always a blessing and asset to the society who sustain the society in goodness. Their eyes, ears, heart, and conscience are always there for the needy. And they reach the needy on time. So, let's practice the values which add fragrance to our lives on earth. By these thoughts, we are concluding our symposium. Thank you.